Who takes it rather nonchalantly, spins, goes back, walks around the pitcher's mound, rubbing the ball and looking at Pepper Martin down on second. 5-1 in favor of the Cards here in the first half of the sixth inning. Here's the offering. He fouls it back high into the upper tier back of home plate. New ball is given by Brick Owen to Cochran, who throws into Marbury, and Purple is wiping it off out there, getting it in the condition that he likes to pitch it. Has a big number 11 written on the back of that pretty white Tiger uniform. Comes in, walks in, throws the rubber, looks around at Pepper Martin on second. He's taking a big lead. Winds up, shoots it across a slow ball. A nice change of pace. It came in, but it was wide, and it's called ball one. 1-2 is the count on Joe Ducky Medwick. And on second base, 2 out. Score 5-1 favor of the Cards. Marbury's watching Martin pass, turns around, shoots it in, but it was low, and it's ball 2. Low and wide of the plate to a right-handed batter. Marbury gets the ball back, drops his glove down onto his wrist, letting him hanging there by the strap, wipes the ball off, comes in, looks both ways, throws the rubber with his right foot, looks back at Martin, and makes an offering to swing just for the instance if he would, but nothing's happened about it. And Martin wasn't alarmed. Nobody was coming in there to the second base. And he knew all about it. He turns his attention to the batter, shoots in, and again it's a high foul. Mickey Cochran knocks his mask off. That goes into the stand. He can't get it. So another ball comes into the ball game. Marbury has it. He's having to wipe off a lot of balls out here to get him into the condition he likes to pitch them. And Marbury looks around there at Martin again, who's gone back to the second track there, standing on it. Either Bill Rogel or Charlie Gehringer are paying any attention to him. They're watching to see what Joe Medwick does down there. He swings hard, drives a liner into right field. It's a Hopman, and the runner comes in. Pepper Martin crosses the plate on the throw-in, ahead of the throw-in. He slid in. It wasn't after he could have gotten it. The ball sailed out the box into another run-in. Now 6-1 on the single, which Joe Medwick drove into right field. A line drive out there, which hit short of what anything that Pete Fox could do about it. And there are 2 runs in this inning. Now, Medwick is down on first. 2 out, 2 runs in. And James Rip Collins. James Rip Collins of the Cardinals. First baseman at bat. Always a dangerous man. Thomas told you a couple of times this afternoon that he has hit 35 homers during this 1934 season. Here's the pitch, it wings in, and it's a ball 1. Wide of the plate to a left-handed batter outside. Rip Collins up there. Medwick down on first. He starts down for second. It's a hit, nice hit and run. Drives it hard on the ground out into right field. And he's safe on first, and Medwick is safe on third. He slid in there. He was way ahead of it. It wasn't necessary, but he hit the dirt anyhow. And there's a man on first and third. 2 out and 2 runs in on Rip Collins' single. He was off with the pitch. Nice hit and run, and they worked it, getting hold of that ball and driving that into right. The umpire down on second base. Umpire Geisel throws his arms into the air, and there's a time here for the moment. All the players now, with the exception of Hank Greenberg and Charlie Gehringer, have walked in to talk to Fred Marbury, and he's leaving the mound. He's leaving the mound, and we'll have another Detroit pitcher here. No one out on the warm-up mound, but here comes a pitcher running in. We can't see who it is. He just came down the runway. Can't just see who it is. Walking in with a big windbreaker. Guy taking it off now, throwing it down to the bat boy. To tell you who it is just a moment, who's going to replace Marbury there in the box here in the 6th inning with a score 6-1 against them of this first ball game here at Navin Field of the 1934 World Series. It looks like Fisher, but we can't identify him for the moment. Our first here high. Hogsett, Elon Hogsett, the Indian, has come in. Elon Chester Hogsett, the left-handed pitcher, has come in to replace Marbury here in the 6th inning. Hogsett replacing Marbury in the 6th inning with a score 6-1 against them. 6-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Rip Collins is on first. Joey Medwick on third. 2 out. runs in here in this inning. Cards half the sixth inning, the first of it. Hogsett goes over and takes hold of the rosin bag, wipes his hands off on it, turns around and tosses one over to Greenberg for another set of warm-up. And he turns his attention to the batter, who is William Delancey, catcher of the Cardinals. He swings hard, drives it way out, high into left field, over Goose's head. It bounds against the fence. It's good for 2 bases, and he scores the runners. He's now held at second on the throw-in, and both Medwick and Rip Collins come in on that 2-bagger of Phil Delancey. A hard drive over Goose's head. So now it's 8-1 in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals here in the first half, the 6th inning of the first ball game of the 1934 World Series. Ernie Orsatti follows into the plate. He's up there already taking position in the batter's box. Elon Hogsett finally gets the ball back. He wipes his hands off on the rosin bag, takes hold of the ball again. Phil Delancey down on second, 2 out, 4 runs in this inning. Swings, and here's the pitch, and it's a call strike right straight over, and a pretty one, but Orsatti wasn't looking for that shine right here at the moment, and the ball goes back to Mickey Shotzer to the pitcher, winds up, shoots it in, he swings hard at it, the grounder down to the second baseman, Charlie Gehringer, and he's out at first. Gehringer to Greenberg. Out at first, Gehringer to Greenberg, 4 runs in that inning, and here's Tom Manning to tell you a resume of how those 4 runs happened. All right, Tom.
Boy, that was really an inning. Dizzy Dean was first up. After he was razzed for missing one by the crowd, he just shook it off and then got a hold of one and doubled to left field. Pepper Martin singled to center, and Dean scored. He almost missed that third base tag over there. Bob Owen and umpire Reardon had a bit of a conference, and the umpire thought that size 9Q or better of Dizzy Dean had just nicked the cushion. Rothrock laid down a sacrifice. Marbury to Greenberg. Frick fouled out to Owen. This was the outstanding fielding play of the day. A great running catch almost 40 yards from third base to Bob Owen. The Tiger third backer went to get it. Joey Medwick then came up and with a count 2-2. He singled to right field, scoring Pepper Martin. That was Medwick's 4th hit of the afternoon. 3 singles and a homer. That's great day's work for anybody. Collins then gave perfect execution of the hit and run play. Single to right field. Medwick went to third. Hogsett replaced Marbury, a left-hander. Delancey doubled against the barrier in deep left field, high over Gosling's head. Medwick and Collins scored. That was fine splitting on the part of Collins, making it 8-1. Orzatti then bounded out. Gehringer to Greenberg. So at the end of 5.5 innings, the St. Louis Cardinals of the National League 8. Detroit Tigers of the Americans 1. The last half of the 5th and 4th on.
The last half of the 6th, Tom, just to correct you on a number there for the moment. We have Charlie Gehringer up at the plate for the Tigers here in the last half of the 6th. Here's Dean is looking him over. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Gehringer down there at the plate hoping to do something here. They're trailing by 8-1 as they go into the last half of the 6th. Gehringer first man up here for the Tigers in this half of the inning, and the ball sails over, and it's strike 2. Strike 2. Delancey waves the signal down to Dizzy Dean, walks out, holds up his hand, signals him what the umpire has called it, confirming it so that Dizzy will know exactly where he is in relation to the batter. He winds up, shoots it in, and it's a low one, and a ball. A ball on the batter. Winds up and gets another one in, and ball 2, and strike 2. 2-2 on Mr. Charlie Gehringer there. Dizzy Dean winds up, shoots it in, he whams it down to first base. First baseman, and he tosses it over to the pitcher. Dean coming over to Rip Collins. Rip Collins knocks the ball down, pitches up, and Dean coming over fast, gets the toss on him. Got there just barely ahead of Charlie Gehringer, who was plenty fast on those pins of his, and there's one gone. That's always a beautiful play on the ball, and when the ball drives down goes the first baseman, the pitcher comes over, crosses the plate, taking a throw from the first baseman who has gotten it from the batter. It's always a pretty one when it's executed right, and it had to be executed fast then because it was a hot drive which he knocked down. Here's Hank Greenberg up at bat. Here's the pitch, the drive, over second base, a line drive, and Nate Orsatti had it in 2 but not quite. The ball bounds off. It shoots it in to second base, and he is saved at second. It's scored as a hit and an error. A hit and an error. He came in went fast for that ball, awfully hard. It bounded up just about a yard in front when he was trying awfully hard to get it, hit him in the chest, bounded off the end, chased it, and Hank Greenberg is down on second on a hit and an error on center field, Ernie Orsatti. Hank Greenberg is on second, one out, and Goose Goslin, Leon Allen Goose Goslin, left fielder of the Tigers at bat. He bats left, bats left-handed, but throws right, you know. Here's the pitch, and he swings hard, goes clear down on one knee, turns clear around. If he'd gotten a hold of that one, it certainly would have gone places. He gave it all the heft that he has, and believe me, Goose has plenty of heft. We were talking to him last night, and he was talking about what big things he hopes to do in the series. All of them want to do that. Their hopes, and he swings hard again and misses the ball, getting nothing but a lot of air on the end of his bat for his trouble. Goose and all the boys on these two teams, great fellows, and anxious and hopeful for what they can all do in the series. Hank Greenberg on second, one out, strike two on the batter, Goose Goslin in the batter's box. Dean again takes that lazy stance, takes the wriggle from Delancey, makes the stretch, winds ahead, and it shoots in, and a little easy one down it. It gets between the shortstop and third baseman, and Hank Greenberg comes in and scores. Either one up to get to it, and it's a single for Goose Goslin. Both of them tried hard, both Leo DeRocher and Pepper Martin, both of them trying to get to that ball, but it was just him starting. A hit for Goose, scoring Hank Greenberg in second, and that makes the score 8-2 here in the last half of the sixth in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals. William Rogel, Billy Rogel is at bat next. There's the big number 7 on his back, the white Tiger uniform. The Cardinals in their road uniforms, the light gray with the red figures. The Cardinals. There's the pitch to Rogel, man on first. And he drives one hot down to the second baseman. First, shoots it over to first. The man is out. There was no time to make a double on that. There's just barely had time to get that ball and get it over Rip Collins to get the man out. That first, there's 2 gone with Goose Goslin down on second, and they run in. 2 men out, score 8-2 in favor of the Cardinals. Just time for Chris to get that one over to Collins to get Bill Rogel out. So we have Marvin Owen. Marvin Owen, who this year is at 321. He's driven in 88 runs. He's been doing a lot of good batting during the season. He's up there at the plate now. He bats right. Also, he's right-handed right at the pitch, and it's a ball on Mr. Marvin James Owen, the third batter of the Tigers. And on second, 2 out. Ball 1 on the batter. This has a signal. He winds up. There's a stretch in the pitch, and it comes over, and it's a called strike. Umpire Brick Owen does that right hand up and out in the gesture of the strike. It's 1-1 on the batter. Marvin Owen in the batter's box. Man on second base. Goose Goslin. Here's the pitch. He swings hard, but gets nothing for his trouble, and it's 1-2. Ball 1 and strike 2 on the batter. 2 out. 1 run in. 8-2 favor the Cardinals. Here's Dean again looks in. He has a very lazy stance to take that signal and winds up, makes the stretch, and it's a foul. Back of the plate, looping into the first here. Delancey walks about 8 or 9 feet in front of the home plate. Boy delivers the ball back to this team. Goose Goslin down on second, taking a lead of about 5 yards off the base. Looking around, see if anybody's paying any attention to him. See if that shortstop or second base is coming after him. A swing, a hard swing, and Tiz had the batter fooled, striking out Marvin Owen, and the side is retired. The score 8-2 in favor of the Cardinals. The end of the 6th inning. Here's Tom Manning to give you a resume of the Tigers half of the 6th.
Tiger half of the 6th. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. 1 error, rather. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. Geringer is out. Carlos Dean. Greenberg singled. He took second on Orsatti's error. Orsatti tried a 2-swing catch then, and he was given an error. Goslin singled to left field, scoring Greenberg, making it 8-2. Rogel is out, switched to Collins. Goslin went to second. Bob Owen struck out. So at the end of 6 innings, St. Louis Cardinals 8, Detroit of the American League 2. You know, folks, the Ford Motor Company hopes that the crowds that are listening in at the showrooms of Ford dealers throughout the United States and Canada, as well as everywhere else, are enjoying this game. It is coming to you from Navin Field, Detroit, the first game of the Blue Ribbon Classic of 1934. The first 2 games here at Navin Field in Detroit, and the next 3, if necessary, in St. Louis. We're going into the first half of the stretch inning, and here is Ford Bond.
Elon Hogsett, who leaves Marbury, who had previously taken Crowder's place after Crowder was pulled out for a pinch hitter. Hogsett is taking place in the box, and the Cardinals are up with Leo DeRocher, the shortstop. First man up here in the 7th inning to start it off. He's at bat, taking place in the box. Here's the pitch, and it sails in and is called a ball. It's wide to a right-handed batter, wide outside of the plate. Mickey Cochran shoots it back out to Elon. He takes it, winds up. Here's the pitch, and he drives one down to the shortstop, who has leaped into the air, pull it down. Rogel begs it over to Greenberg, and the man is out. That ball took a bad down, and Bill Rogel gets a nice hand from the fan while leaping in the air, spearing that ball after it made a bad down. Man is out at first. Rocher retires to the dugout, and here comes Jerome H. Dizzy Dean up to the plate. Just 23 years old, and the amazement of the major league. This man, Dean, who won 30 games, lost 7 in this past season. He comes up there, takes his place in the box. Elon Hogsett turns his attention. He has his hands behind, both hands behind his back. That's the kind of a pose he assumed in taking the signal from Cochran. He winds up. Here's the pitch. Then swings hard and goes down on one knee. He put all the heft he had into that one. One strike on the batter, swinging. Then Hogsett winds up, comes down the alley, fouls this one off, and it goes clear high over the whole stand. And this is a high stand here in Detroit at Maven Field. Fouls it clear up over the stand. He's back down there again with strike 2 on him. Hogsett rubbing off the ball now after drying off his hands on the rosin bag. Left-hander, you know, southpaw, swings to the port side, winds up, drives it in, and he swings wide at that one, and he has struck out Dizzy Dean. 2 men gone here in the first half of the 7th. Dean retires the dugout, which brings John L. Pepper Martin up to the plate. Pepper Martin, lead-off man, third backer of the Cardinals. Next man up. So far, DeRocher and Dean have been up there, and both out. And Martin is the third man up for this inning. 2 out, nobody on. The score 8-2 favor the Cardinals. Here's the pitch, and it's wide, forcing him back on his knees. The batter forcing Martin back on his knees at the ball, very wide. This man Hogsett steps out wide. Swings, round arm, shoots the ball in, and he tried to bunt it, but he fouled it off. Hit down there around Mickey Cochran's foot, and it's 1-1. Pepper Martin. Pepper Martin goes off, wets his hands, rubs them down on the dirt, takes hold of the bat, talks his cue, almost like Lefty O'Doul does for the moment. Steps back into the batting box. Here's the pitch. Sails in, and he drives it hot down to the shortstop. Bill Rogel flags it over to Greenberg, retiring the side. 1, 2, 3, 3 up, and 3 down for the Cardinals. For 7th, they lead 8-2. Here's Tom Mann to tell you how that happened.
Boy, we certainly watched 2 great plays that time. We told you about Bob Owens' play. Billy Rogel, the veteran shortstop of the Tigers, just turned in 2 brilliant plays. On DeRocher, the first man up, hit a ground ball down short. The ball hit something and took a nasty bounce. Rogel leaped into the air, turned halfway around, came down and whipped that ball over just ahead of the speeding DeRocher for a 12 play. Dizzy Dean then very nonchalantly took his exercises, 3 strikes. Dizzy doesn't do that very often, and the pitch is when he's tough. But then he just went up there and swung and struck out. 2 gone. Pepper Martin then hit a smash down between the shortstop's position and the second base bag. Rogel went over, came up with that ball, a hard smash, and crossed the Greenberg. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Jolly up for that old 7th inning stretch. Have your stretch either way. Take the stretch between the first half and the last half of the 7th, when we are at either part. So, if you're rooting for the Cardinals, go ahead and stretch. If you're rooting for the Tigers, go ahead and stretch. The last half of the 7th, Dizzy Dean pitching out here is forward. Pete Fox is back. Ball comes sailing in. It's a call strike right dead over the heart of the plate, but the batter wasn't ready for it, and it's a call strike on Pete Fox. The score 8-2 in favor of the Cardinals in the last half of the 7th. He swings hard, the next one drives a high one. Delancey's knocked up his mask, goes back there. The ball is long down, going down, comes down, plunks into the big net, and there's 1 gone. Irvin Fox, Pete Fox, the right fielder of the Tigers, is out. He retires to dugout. After Delancey takes that base, the ball right up, foul back of the plate. A very, very high one. Dean walks out to the pitcher's mound again. Delancey gets his mask on, adjusts each side to a pitch comfortably over the ears. And here is Elon Chester Hogsett. Left-handed pitcher, and he bats left. He's up there to take his place in the batting order. Dean winds up. Here's the pitch. He tried to bunt, and he missed the ball, and it's strike 1. The bat got away from him, rolled halfway out to the pitcher's mound.
tried to bunt that one, lost his hold of the grip on the bat. And it's strike one. Strike one on the batter, hogs it, one out. Nobody on. Last after the seventh, 4-8 to favor the Cards. Ball floats over, and it's called ball one. It was outside, way wide. Tried to change the pace, but couldn't get it over the plate. 1-1 on the batter. Nobody on. He swings the next one, drives it down to the shortstop. Drew bugs it over to first. A nice fast play. The ball got there just ahead of Hodgett, and two men are out. Two men are out, and Joyner White ahead of the batting order for the Detroit Tigers, the American League champions of 1934. The first game of this 1934 World Series with the St. Louis Cardinals. Joyner White's at bat, 4-8-2 in favor of St. Louis. Two men out. Winds up, here's the pitch, and it's ball very low over the plate. It's ball one. He taps the plate, got that big black bat of his again. He looks over the pitch, it comes sailing down, and it's a called strike. 1-1. Rick Owens calls it. Down there at home plate, umpiring at home today. Bill Clem's down on first. Geisel on second. Reardon at third. Here's the pitch. He winds up, shoots it in, and it's ball two. 2-1 on the batter. Dean hitches up his trousers on the right side. Then takes that lazy stance with his foot on the rubber. Looks into the Delancey for the signal. Now he's had an agreement. Starts that wind up. The half wind shoots it in, and the batter swings hard. It sounds away from the catcher. It's strike two. 2-2. Delancey shoots the ball hard back to Dean there. Plunks into the net. And again he assumes that stance on the mound. Right foot forward. Both arms hanging lazily. White steps out of the box for the moment. Steps back from the plate. Count 2-2 on him. 2 out. Steps back up there now to face the pitcher. The wind up. And the pitch. And he fouls it high up over the stand. Back of home plate. Ball sailing high over there. Trying to get the new ball from umpire Brick Owen. Shoots it back in to Dean. Tracer's out here calling encouragement to his men. Putting a lot of pepper into this infield. The outfielders move a little impatiently. Here's the pitch. It comes in and it's called strike. He floated one over there, fooling Joyner White. And it's strike out. A called strike on Mr. White. And the side is retired. The score is 8-2 in favor of the Cardinals. All right, Tom Manning, come in.
The Tiger half of that seventh inning. Pete Fox was first up, and he fouled out Delancey. That was a very high foul. Delancey went back, waited for it, and took it for the first out. Victor Hofstedt. Then out DeRocha to Collins. This was a fast play by Leo DeRocha, the Cardinal shortstop. And Jojo White up there with 2 strikes. And Dizzy Dean very nonchalantly tossed in a change of pace, offering as big as a pineapple. And White let it go by for a called strike and the third out. At the end of 7 innings, we find the National Leaguers, the St. Louis Cardinals, 8, and the American Leaguers, Detroit Tigers, 2. Now, as he tried the 8th inning again, the Tigers have that old black ball out, tossing it around. Looks like a piece of coal. They tell me they've used that ball warming up before each inning practically all season. Hofstedt, the North Southpaw pitcher, is in there for the Tigers, and manager Mike Coughlin. In spite of the fact that the score is 8-2, Coughlin is still in there, encouraging his men, and still fighting for this first World Series ball game. First half of the 8th inning. Come in for it.
There's Jack Rothrock taking his place in the batter's box. He winds up. Here's the pitch. He comes over and it's a called strike. Strike one on Jack Rothrock, the right fielder of the St. Louis Cardinals here, right starting off the 8th inning, leading 8-2. Here's the pitch. Comes in, and he half swing. It tips off the bat, and it's strike 2. A foul tip going high over that's it back into the stand. He just half swung at that one. It caught the tip his bat. New ball goes back to the pitcher. Elon hogs it. Big Indian boy, left-hander, shoots over the plate, and it's a ball. He calls it. It was high. 1-2. Ball 1 and strike 2. Looks around the infield and turns, winds up, and he drives one a little easy one over the second base head. It rolls out there. The right fielder sees it, shoots it in. It's a single for Jack Rothrock. He pops one over to the ball. Just a looper right out there, where nobody can get to it. Nice single for Jack Rothrock. Frankie Frisch comes up next. He just walks out to Bill Rogel and taking the ball from him. That's the ball to come in, carrying the ball back in, looking at it. Comes and looks around at Charlie Gehringer. And finally turns his attention to Frankie Frisch, who was taking his place in the batter's box. Throws the ball over to Hank Greenberg. There was no chance of getting the runner there, but he tossed over for the moment. Jack Robert takes the lead. He's out the bunt. The pitcher comes in fast, retreated, has no time getting the second, tosses it down, and Greenberg, instead of going back to touch the plate, catches the runner on the line coming into first. Jack Rothrock down on second on the sacrifice. One out. Jack Rothrock on second. And here is Joe Medwick. Joe Medwick, a very dependable batter, up to face Elon Hogger with a man on second. The score 8-2. Hogger's taking his place back there now with his left foot on the rubber. He looks around at Jack Rothrock, who's taking the lead off second. Takes a far long section into the air, shoots it down, and it's a high fly out into center field. And Jojo White goes back, is under it and has it. The runner starts down to third. He makes a hard throw on down to third, but it was a little wide of the bag, and he flies in safely. Jack Rothrock is down on third base. 2 out. After Joe Medwick's fly to Jojo White out in center field, which brings Rip Collins. Rip Collins, Cardinals' first backer. Next in the batting order up to bat. Man on third, 2 out. Score 8-2 in favor of St. Louis in the start of the 8th inning. Hodges takes the ball, goes in the glove a few times and walks over, picks up the rosin bag, drives his hand, again zooms at the stand. He's had both hands behind his back, cross, looks into the signal, finally winds up, shoots the ball in. It's a bounder down toward second base. Geringer takes it, shoots it down to first, and the side is retired. All right, Tom Manning, you can tell how things happened in the Cardinals half of the 8th inning. Here's Tom Manning.
Jack Rothrock was first up, and he singles to right center. Frankie Fish laid down a pretty sacrifice and was out. Pitcher Hofstedt to Greenberg. Greenberg tagging Fish on the line. Joey Medwick then got a hold of one and drove it deep into left center field. Jojo White going back to make the catch. Jack Rothrock went to third. Collins and hit a ground ball down second base plate. Charlie Geringer came up with it. Tossed to Greenberg, retiring the side. No run, 1 hit, and no error. And so he wins the last half of the 8th inning. St. Louis Cardinals of the National League are out in front, 8-2. Fuller goes to center field for the St. Louis Cardinals, replacing Ernie Orsatti. Fuller in center field for the Cardinals. Last half of the 8th inning, and manager Mickey Cochran, who backs him left-handed, will lead off for the Tigers. Come in for it.
Here's Mickey Cochran up there. Take his place. Here in the 8th inning, his team trailing 8-2. His team takes the signal, winds up, comes in, and it's a called strike. Mickey didn't offer at it. Called strike on him here in the 8th inning. But he's back there, and he takes a couple of side swings as the pitch. It comes in, and it's a ball wide of the plate outside to a left-handed batter. He takes floating back there around his head once, puts it back on his shoulder. If he winds up, shoots it in, he doesn't offer at it, and it's a ball. 2 balls. Again, it was wide to a left-handed batter. It's about waist high. He's seen adjust his strap. That wasn't quite to his liking. Takes that lazy stand. Delancey's signaling to him. As he's standing there swinging his bat, here's the pitch. He drives it down to the shortstop, and DeRocher shoots it over to Collins, and he's out. Easy ball for the shortstop to handle, and lots of up in the infield. They shoot the ball around. 1 gone. Here in the 8th inning, the Cardinals leading 8-2. Next man up is Charlie Geringer, sparkling second baseman of the Tigers. Takes a couple of raps at the plate. Got a big white bat. Places on his shoulder. He bats left. Here's the pitch. It's a called strike again. The first ball that comes over, just about waist high and dead over the pan. A called strike on Charlie Geringer, who did not offer at all. Kept his bat on his shoulder. He looks good. Dean winds up, shoots in, tries again that change of pace. The floater coming in, and it's wide of the plate by quite a bit. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on. Geringer at bat, count 1-1 on him. Here's the pitch. He drives the ball far, wide, and high, way out into left center field, and Ducky Medwick came over and got it. Incidentally, we got a change in outfield at the start of this inning. Dick Pullett. Dick Pullett replaced Orsatti in the Cardinal center field. 2 men are gone, bringing Hank Greenberg up to bat again. Hank Greenberg wipes his hands in the dirt, takes hold of his bat, swinging it down towards the plate. Takes a couple of half swings with it now over the plate, and Dean is looking for that signal. He winds up with that half swing of his, shoots the ball in, and again the first ball into the batter is a called strike. Rick Owens indicating it. 2 out, nobody on. One strike on the batter. Here's the pitch. A call strike. He's got a one in there. He just turned it over. A fast one and a hot one right dead over the plate, and it's a call strike. Strike two on Hank Greenberg. 2 men out, nobody on. Last half of the eighth, the score 8-2 in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals. Hank Greenberg is back for the Tigers. Here's Dean gets the signal, winds up. It's a fast windup. He shoots in. There's a hard-driven ball. We're out. It's over into the stand for a home run for Big Hank. On another one of his specialties, and the Tiger rooters over in there getting their chance to let go of some things. A big cloud of paper, little bits of it have been let go. They're floating down over it as Hank Greenberg spots around the bases, comes in and crosses home plate, steps on it. A home run for Hank Greenberg, makes the score 8-3. He drove it high into those left field bleachers, where those 17,000 bleacher right got up and whooped over their hero Hank Greenberg, drives into their midst. Here's Dean looking the next batter over, which is Goose Goslin. Always a dangerous man at the plate. Shoots the ball in, and the Goose fouls it high. Delancey knocks his mask off, goes back after it. It comes down and hits the screen just too far in for him to get it. It looked like it was coming down into his hands, but Delancey didn't have a chance to get to that ball, and it's strike one on the Goose. Nobody on, one run in. Score 8-3 in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals. 2 men out. Goose Goslin at bat. That's left, you know. Throws right, however. Taking his face back in there, taking a couple of style swings. There gets the signal. That short wind-up is he's taking it longer this time. 2 swings, and shoots it over, and it's a strike. He swung hard, and very viciously at that ball, but got nothing for his fellow but the amount of air which is in front of his bat. It's strike 2 on the Goose. Taking his face back down there now. Look at the determination on that stretch chin of Goose Goslin. Wind up. Stretch and the pitch, and he drives it down to the shortstop. The Rocher has it, takes it over to Rip Collins, and the side is retired. 8-3 in favor of St. Louis. As we come into the last half of the eighth, here's Tom Mann to tell you about the Cardinals half of the eighth inning. Here, come in, Tom.
Tiger half of the eighth inning, we saw Phillips going into center field for the Cardinals. Mickey Cochran was first up, and he was out. The Rocher to Collins. Charlie Gehringer, then fly to Joey Medlick. Medlick going into deep left center to make the catch. Hank Greenberg then got a hold of one and parked it high into the left field bleachers for a home run, making it 8-3. Goose Goslin then brought it out shortstop to Rocher to first baseman Collins. Tiger half of the eighth inning, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. So at the end of 8 innings, St. Louis Cardinals of the National League 8 and the Detroit Tigers 3. We go to the 9th inning of this first game of the World Series at Maven Field, Detroit. Keith Houston, the southpaw pitcher, is presently in the box for the Tigers, and Cochran is behind the back. First half of the 9th, and Delancey of the Cardinals is first up. Bill Delancey, the Cardinals catcher, first up there. He's got a big bat. Got his paraphernalia off. Comes up. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball. Wide of the plate. That's left. The ball was wide and outside. The left-handed batter. Hogg just got the ball again, and the signal is the pitch. Gets it in. He fouls it up clear into the press box. And the pressman has the ball. Is he going to return it? Well, that's the question here at the moment. Usually balls go back into the playing field, but somebody wants a souvenir of the 1934 World Series, and it stays up in the press box. New ball goes into the game. It's Bill Delancey down there in the batter's box. He winds up. Here's the pitch. Shoots in, and it's strike 2. He swung hard at that one, but connected with nothing at all. Goes off and wipes his hands into the dirt. Takes his place back at the box. Taps the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a ball. 3-2 on the batter. 3-2 on Bill Delancey. What'll the next one be? Always the question in the batter's mind when it's 3-2. He comes looping down. He drives it hard. It looks like it's going into the feet, but not quite. Goose Goslin goes back up against the fence and takes it on the run. That ball looks like another one of those homers into those left field bleachers. So Delancey retires to dugout. There's 1 gone here in the Cardinals half of the 9th inning. Dick Fuller, who has just replaced Orsatti in the 8th inning in center field for the Cardinals, is next up. Dick Batson throws right. He's taking his place down there in the batter's box now. Ball comes shooting over. It's wide of the plate. It's a ball. Wide to and outside to a right-handed batter. 1 ball,
Oxford has it again. Looks over the signal, winds up, shoots it in. He drives it hot over second base, way out into center field. It's good for a single. Jojo White throws it back in. A single for Chick Bullock. Just come into the ball game. That was his first time at bat. Theo DeRocher, shortstop. St. Louis Cardinals next up. Score 8-3. Favor of the Cardinals here in the ninth inning. First half of the ninth. DeRocher's at bat. A man on. One out. Hogg is looking around first. Turns, shoots it in fast, and it's a foul into the Tigers' dugout. Taking two policemen and a player at guard. The policeman was standing down at the end of the dugout. DeRocher's up there. Strike one on him. Man on base. One gone. Score 8-3. He has a reputation of being able to hit when it means something when there's a man on. His batting average, .258 for the season, but he got most of those when it meant something, when there's a man on base. Hodges has the ball after trying it over to Greenberg, trying to see what he could do with Mr. Bullock. He drives it hot down to the shortstop, who strikes it to second, but there wasn't time to get it down to first. Man is out at second. Dick Bullock and DeRocher is on first base with two outs. Dizzy Dean comes up. Dizzy Dean, and he's getting a nice hand from the fan. As he walks out of the dugout, comes sailing very slowly up to the plate, walks around back of Bick Owens, and Mickey Cochran to take his place, wipes his hand in the dirt, picks up the bat again, taps the plate, and lengthens his grip on it, looks back at the pitcher, here's the pitch. A bounder right down towards second. It's fielded by Gehringer, who runs over, steps on the second base, forcing the run around at second. That was the ninth inning for the Cardinals, who lead 8-3, and here's Tom Manning to tell you about it.
In the final half of the ninth inning, Delancey was first up. Delancey fired deep to Gosnell. That was a nice running catch by the Goose, playing over a bit toward left center, and drives back into left field to snag that long drive. Dick Bullock, who recently replaced Orsatti, single to center field. Here's DeRocher, then forced Bullock, Rogel to Gehringer. And Dizzy Dean, after fouling several pitches, then forced DeRocher down at Gehringer unassisted. That was a ground ball hit very close to the second base tag. And so we go to the last half of the ninth inning. St. Louis Cardinals 8, the Tigers 3. Come in for it.